Welcome to the UGC EPG Pathshala lecture series in computer science. In this series of lectures, we have been looking at database management system. For today's session, I will be talking on query optimization. Some of the learning objectives for today's session include to understand the purpose of optimization, motivation behind query optimization, to understand the different phases of query processing, different stages of optimization and cost optimization. In order to understand about query optimization, optimization is very much important. As you might appreciate, optimization plays a vital role in any project phase. We would like to optimize the time and the cost, but never on the quality of any specific project. The efficiency of the project needs to remain the same. Say for example, if suppose I am to write a code for any simple program that I give, and I say for every line of code that you write, you will be paid 1 rupee, inclusive of all the overhead charges, all the other charges that might incur. For a simple program of any kind, if say normally or routinely writing, if I would complete the program in 10 lines, then for the want of cost, we might increase it to 20 lines. This is a simple philosophy. But then this optimization tries to reduce both the time and the cost. So in such cases, why are they required? So the motivation behind these optimization in terms of querying in relational database management system is the highlight of the session. So for explanation purpose, I am taking a very simple natural language query. I wish to retrieve all managers who work for sales department. So assume a company which has several departments. Sales is one of the department of those several departments, and assume there are several employees involved in the company, and there are certain people who are designated as managers. In such case, if I am to retrieve a list of managers who works for sales department, I convert this natural language query into a high level SQL query. As we could understand, with the SQL I would convert this into select star from employee and department. So we have two different tables, one is maintained as employee table, the other one is maintained as department table. From these two tables, the designation of the employee should be manager, should be searched separately, and a department named sales table should be taken separately. But I check for certain conditions like employees department number is equal to department number, and employees job designation should be manager and department should be sales. If you look at this specific SQL, high level SQL expression, as you might know, select, from, where and are the simple syntaxes that are used for SQL. But then converting this into relational algebra expressions, for select I use sigma, for employee and department to fetch out for manager and sales, initially I do a Cartesian product, which is a multiplication symbol. This represents Cartesian product, employee Cartesian product of department, and is replaced with union symbol. So there are several ways of writing this particular relational algebra expression, where this is one certain representation, where I say select, which is sigma, select from the employee Cartesian product department. I have a list of predicates that are to be checked. If you ask me a question, why don't we use one query alone so that we don't unnecessarily waste time? Let us see step after step what would happen if I use alternative queries. So, I basically I might have to understand what are the different formats of representing these queries. In my intention, employee Cartesian product of department would fetch me a very large result, and from that large result I should check for all these three conditions, from where I may have to select only people who are working as managers and with the sales department. If I check for whether there are any alternate solutions, I look at it as I have an employee, I have a department table, but then I try to join them. This symbol indicates join. I try to join them based on a condition, employee's department number is equal to department's department number. After I perform this, I may have to select job designation as manager and department name should be sales. This is the second format of representing the same. Further it can be enhanced saying from employee I am to fetch manager and from department I am to fetch sales department. So, these lies as predicates. Now, I try to combine these two tables. Just have a look at all the three queries, three different relational algebra expressions. Although I have represented it in one specific format of high level SQL expression, but then converting that into relational algebra expressions I have given it in three different formats. Which of these formats would be more effective? Or another question that comes into our mind, are all the three formats that I have given here will fetch me the same result? If you ask me the same question, yes would be the answer. But then which of all these queries, all these three queries would give within a limited time? So, how to compute on that? So, we go in for a very simple metric where we define our own terminologies, where we say assume I have 1000 tuples in employee relation, 50 tuples in department relation, 50 employees are supposed to be managers, 1 per department and 5 separate sales department. For initial of first two queries that we have written, first two relational algebra expressions that we have written, let us take the first two into practice. So, that means I have 1000 tuples in employee relation and 50 tuples in department relation. Let me go back where my first query or first relational algebra expression is, I may have to do the Cartesian product between employee and department, from where I am to search these predicates. So, I am taking that particular query and I am to compute the cost of processing of the following query. My motivation basically is to understand on the cost for execution of such a relational algebra expression. In such a case, how many IO operations would have performed, input output operations would have performed intermediary, so as to fetch me a result. Let us assume, as per my condition, as per my metric, I have said 1000 tuples exist in employee relation and 50 tuples exist in department relation. Before I wish to perform any specific task, what the system tends to do is, it will read how many tuples exist in department relation, how many tuples exist in employee relation. So, 1000 tuples in employee relation, 50 tuples in department relation, after which I will tend to do a Cartesian product between both. So, initially for read operations I have 1000 tuples in employee relation, 50 tuples in department relation. This is just to record the IO to read the relations. After which I enter into the relational algebra expression where I have said employee Cartesian product department. If I am to do the Cartesian product, which means 1000 multiplied by 50. So, it will generate 50,000 records. So, that 50,000 is given here, 1000 multiplied by 50 records IO to create an intermediate relation to store the result. what I have performed so now as far as now is I have multiplied only the employee and the department table, by where the number of operations that I have performed by Cartesian product of employee and department are 50,000 plus 1050, which means 51,050 intermediary operations done. But I have never specified my condition or predicate to this specific Cartesian product. So I put up my predicates to understand on the result. So if I am to select the job designation as manager, department name as sales, and employee's department number is equal to department's department number, I am considering all the three conditions since I am using an and putting it in every record, each and every record that is been created after the Cartesian product. So selection on result of Cartesian product, which will be the condition of all three types, will be checked with every record. So record 1 checks for whether the job designation is manager and department is equal to sales and the employee's department number is equal to department's department number. Then it fetches to, it goes into record 2 where it puts in the same condition. Record 3 puts in the same condition. Until 50,000 records, it does the same kind of an operation. So what happened to the total cost of a query, which is 1050 plus 2 times 50,000, which is 1,01,050 records. Assume if I am replacing that read operations, for every operation I perform, I spend 1 rupee, then for executing this particular query, it would have costed 1,01,050 rupees, which is very large amount for such a type of relational algebra queries. How can this be replaced? So let us go in for the second type of a relational algebra expression, where we have replaced this Cartesian product by a join. Employee join department, where join has a constraint which is called employee's department number is equal to department's department number. Once after obtaining this, we will go for the selecting job as manager and name as sales. So what would be the impact of replacing Cartesian product by a join? So when I do a join of employee and department based on the condition employee's department number is equal to department's department number, the same read of all the IO operators will be done. Say 1000 tuples in the employee relation and 50 tuples in the department relation will be scanned through. It will be read, but then it will search for a constraint employee's department number should be equal to department's department number only with the left hand portion of it. Say employee has 1000 tuples and these 1000 tuples of their department number should be equal to department's department number, which would take 1000 records. And for selection of result of join, that is to put a predicate of department's designation as manager and department name as sales, I will select only from those 1000 tuples. So if you try to really understand this particular scenario, where if I have used a Cartesian product, I would have scanned through 50,000 records to fetch a result, and I would have intermediary process of 50,000 records to store all the results. So that has typically been avoided. The time consuming that specific process has been avoided. So if you are about to execute the cost of this particular query, it will be 1000 plus 50 and 2 times that of 1000, which will be 3050 record IOs. So typically looking at between a Cartesian product and a join, the total cost of execution of query for a Cartesian product was 1,01,050, from where it has reduced to 3050, which is 98% reduction. So this is what I was talking for, the reason behind why we need to go in for optimization. So this optimization might reduce a lot of time, and it has reduced the total cost, say from 1 lakh, if I have taken 1 rupee per transaction of process, from 1 lakh to 3000 rupees. So this is the quantum of decrease that we see because of optimization. But then usage of this join into the specific query, we have given two different constraints. One is being explained here. What happens when I give one more into this one? So I have a motivation which is very specific, where initially I consider an employee, from the employee I can go for managers, and the second I can have a department from where I can select sales department. So what if I may have to look at the third and fourth metric that I have given here. Of 1000 tuples, what I have said is 50 tuples are said to be managers. Of the 50 tuples in the department relation, 5 are supposed to be in the sales department. So now I consider these two values apart from 1050 tuples. So with the managers, if I am to select employees who are supposed to be managers, of the 1000 records which has been read through in the employee table, I will fetch out 50 records who are supposed to be the intermediary results. So those people are said to be managers. 50 managers exist in this particular company. Likewise, with the sales department, I have 50 records in the sales departments which has to be read through from the beginning. Of the 50 records that is available, there are 5 different sales department exist. So 1000 plus 50 and 50 plus 5. So now after having taken 50 and 5, now I do a join operation between these two values, not on the actual 1000 and actual 50. So if I am to perform a join operation, I'll generate 50 plus 5 records for the read of relations. So in specific case, I will generate 1,1060 records. When compared to the previous thing where I have used a join, but then I have used a join at different instances, where it could generate 3050 record IO operations, and here I could retrieve 1160 record IOs. But when I try to compare with the actual Cartesian product, which is 1,1050, from 1,1050 I have reduced to 1160. So this is what is the major reduction that has been possible, and this is, we may, as analyst, we may have to look at. So previous session I have talked more about the role of analyst into the query execution. So the analyst, the role of clerks as with transaction processing is to majorly work on data, whereas the role of analyst is to majorly work on the query, analyze on the query, what is the best possible result within time need to be fetched. So if you tend to analyze on these type of queries, for a simple example that I have considered, where employee and department table exist, for this simple table I could reduce the actual value from 1,1050 to 1160 record IOs. So if I look at the different phases of query processing, starting from the top till the bottom, query in high level language is initially been accepted, then it has been decomposed into different fragments, and these decomposed query are maintained in the system catalog. Then it will be appropriately converted into relational algebra expression. So this query decomposition is majorly will be in the format of select star, from, where, and conditions. But then after having decomposed, I will convert those into some relational algebra expressions which will be considered for our query optimization. For query optimization to be more effective, I will collect database statistics. So what does this database statistics imply? Analysts take a responsibility here where they see how many different expressions or how many different format of these set of expressions can be given. They will try to convert those expressions, and what is the best possible expression that could execute within time, within cost, I will use that. So all of which are part of the compilation time. So after I select the best possible query, that will be taken for execution plan, and the code for such query will be executed. After having generated code, then it will take itself for the runtime to get itself executed, which will actually be stored in the main database, and that will be considered for the output. So what I basically tend to say here is I have two different things which I have mapped here. One is on the compilation time, the other one is on the run time. So when I look at the compilation time, I grab the high level SQL query into different fragments, or I tend to decompose it, but then I store those values in the system catalog. Then I convert all that into relational algebra expressions, which will include the select predicates with its value or with the table, whereby I could study on the Cartesian product, which was mentioned as format 1, and replaced by join, which was mentioned as format 2, join used at different instances, which was mentioned as format 3. Which best suits will be analyzed on the statistics that I have presented here. After which, this efficient execution plan will be taken to the code generation and it will run. So what we are trying to do here as far as query processing is concerned is, we are trying to reduce the overall time it takes to minimize the process. Most of us would be using Google search engine. What happens in case if I type something on the text box and wait for long hours, but it gives me a result, but then it has taken a long time to fetch the result. This we will not be able to appreciate. So what happens for today's generation, we type something and it predicts some second word which has been listed, and we select one on that, it predicts the third word which is again listed. So likewise we are about to operate and it takes only fraction of a second to execute those. So this is what is the importance of optimization we were talking about. So as far as query processing stage 1, we tend to cast the query into a internal form. This involves conversion of the original SQL query into some internal representation which is more suitable for machine manipulation. So the internal representation typically chosen is either some kind of an abstract syntax tree or a relational algebra query tree. So this is how it will be when it is said about abstract relational query tree. A relational algebra query can be represented as a query tree. For example, the query to list all the managers that work with the sales department could be described as one of the following. So this is the representation that we have given. This is a cap symbol which is used for AND when it is said as a predicate. If I am to do this query, it will initially search for employee table, then for department table, do the Cartesian product, then go for understanding all the predicates. That means it starts from the leaves, then goes for the intermediary operations, then executes on the root. This is another condition which is for the second expression. When we switch to the query processing stage 2, where we convert all the relational query trees into a canonical format. So this canonical format is more efficient way of representing a query by converting the internal representation into some canonical form through the application of some well defined transformation rules. The set of transformation rules to apply will generally be the result of application of specific heuristic processing strategies associated with the particular DBMS. Some of the transformation rules that I have hinted here, say for example rule 1, which is a conjunctive selection operation, can cascade into individual selection operations and vice versa. Sometimes referred to as, say, if I have a relation R and I am to select for the predicates P and Q and R, I select it, which means from a relation R, if I select R, then the resultant I will select Q, from the resultant I will select only P. So the example that we can consider for this would be, from an employee table I am to consider department number is equal to 10 and salary greater than 100. This can also be represented as, from employee I can take people who are getting salary more than 1000 and their department number should be 10. So both will fetch us the same result, but which would fetch you a result which is more optimized and very time limited with. So there is a second rule. Likewise, we have got a list of 12 set of rules, but then I will be talking about only few rules here. this is called commutativity of selection, where either it could be Q in the initial and then P, or P in the initial and then followed by Q, with the same expression that we have talked about in the previous query. Either I can choose department number is equal to 10 from employee, then I go for salary greater than 1000, or salary greater than 1000 from employee table, then department is equal to 10. Rule 3, in a sequence of projection operations, only the last in the sequence is required. That means this pi represents the projection. From the department name, I am to select department number, or I go for department, there I can select department number directly. Rule 4, commutativity of selection and projection, I can use it either ways. Project AI, a list of attributes AI to AM, from where I select predicates from a relation, or it can also be represented as from the relation R, I project these list of values, then I select. So either ways around, both holds good. So I was talking about converting these relational algebra query trees into a canonical format, where I talked more about the heuristic processing. So heuristics perform selection operations as early as possible. This translates a Cartesian product and subsequent selection whose predicates represent a join condition into a join operation. We use associativity of binary operations to ensure that most restrictive selection operations are executed first. Performs projections as early as possible. Compute common expressions only once. So these are the strategies with which heuristic processing will be done. Initially we have started processing with employee department by using Cartesian product. Then we went for join of a condition with the employee and department, then we went for that. Finally we could derive employee related with manager and department related with sales, from where I would be able to retrieve this. So this is the most optimized canonical query that we can work with. So after your stage 2, then query processing stage 3, where we are about to choose the candidate low level procedures. So consider the query as a series of low level operations which has got join, restrict, etc. For each of these operations, generate alternative execution strategies and calculate the cost of such strategies on the basis of statistical information. Then we will proceed for query processing stage 4, where we generate query plans and choose the cheapest one. To select the cheapest of the query activity, we may have to initially construct the candidate, a set of candidate for which we are about to derive on the query execution plans. Each query execution plan is constructed by selecting a candidate implementation procedure for each operation in the canonical query and then combining them to form a string of associated operations. Each query execution plan will have an estimated cost associated with it, that is the sum of the cost of each of its operations. Finally we tend to choose the query execution plan with the least cost. We look at the cost based optimization, which happens at stage 3 and stage 4. A good declarative query optimizer does not rely solely on the heuristic processing strategies, but then it chooses the query execution plan with the lowest estimated cost. As per the heuristic rules to the query, they still remain the number of alternative ways to execute this query. The use of query optimizer estimates the cost of executing each one of these alternatives and select the cheapest one. So with the help of this optimization, we are about to find out which one would fetch you out with the cheapest result. In summary, for this query optimization, we have started with the motivation behind how the impact of query optimization. We spoke about constructing relational algebra tree, which later on conversion into canonical format, which would give you a optimized query format. Then we talked about different transformation rules, thereby these optimization would improvise a lot. And finally we talked about cost based optimization. Thank you.